welcome back to my YouTube channel. So join me in making EDIKAIKONG. Like, EDIKAIKONG is a I think it's an Igbo soup. This is pumpkins, this is water leaf, then I have crayfish, I have stockfish, I have that round fish that I don't know what they call this round fish, but it's good for it. That's crayfish. And this is my meat. I'm trying to boil the stockfish alongside with the meat. I have the Ponmo, shaki, beef, cow beef in general, and this is me putting some spice into it, and I'm trying to put some different types of spice that I use, onions, just so I can boil the meat. I really for when you're making EDIKAIKONG, your meat stock is very important. You shouldn't over spice or over salt it, because you are going to be using the stock for the whole soup, so you have to be conscious of that. This is me stirring the meat, just so that all of the spice can enter and cook evenly well. And I'm going to be leaving it for some few minutes for it to come to a boil. Then after a while, because I'm not going to be frying the meat, so I really need it to really boil and be tender. So I'm going to be leaving it there for probably like 20 minutes, so that it's going to be very soft. Not too soft, but it's going to be soft enough for me to eat. So after that, the boiling, you leave it for some minutes. Then this is me checking after about 15 minutes to see the progress of it boiling. I'm stirring to see what next. If you can see very well, the stock of the meat is already getting thicker. So if I forgot to record the step that I added pepper. So this is me trying to add some vegetable. I added the water leaf first, because water leaves got lots of water in it, and I want it to I want the water to be extracted so that it can quickly be thicker than the pumpkin leaf, which is the ugu leaf. So this is me putting the water leaf in there for it to cook. Meanwhile, I think I'm using too much of the ratio of the water leaf to the pumpkin is kind of much more than the pumpkin, because I prefer my water leaf to be much more. But if you want to do it, if you want to cook this soup, you can use the same ratio for the water leaf and for the pumpkin leaves, to make it to be a balance, to find a balance. So this is me pouring in my Ponmo, my already diced Ponmo in there to stir, just so that it to make it yum. Then this is me stirring. Sorry for the camera moving all around. I think it was my sister that was holding this for me, so sorry guys. Anyways, so I'll make that steam, that's the water leaf, for a while before I put in. This is me putting the fish, just so that it can cook. I usually make the fish the last part of the soup, because I feel that it shouldn't be too soft. So not last, but almost last. This is me putting more pepper, because the pepper I put initially is not really showing. Meanwhile, you can use fresh pepper, that's pepper that you already diced. This is me using smoked pepper, because I do not have the whole pepper again, so I'm using this. So you can use the type of pepper that you want. This is me putting crayfish in there, stirring it all together so that it can mix well, and all of these spices will go in there. Then by now I'm trying to get my pumpkin leaves so that I can pour in there. Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now, pouring the pumpkin leaves in the soup already, because the soup is almost done, and I like that the pumpkin leaves is crunchy even after the soup is ready, because it makes it, there's this effect it gives the soup. If you know, you know. Anyways, this is me putting in the pumpkins and reducing the heat so that it can steam and not over boil. And I'll be stirring it so that everything will mix well. Meanwhile, guess what, guys? I forgot this step. I was meant to put palm oil before I put any of the vegetables, or this is me putting it now. So this is me stirring it and making it a whole. It is like 95% ready. I just needed it to steam well. Now more palm oil, because I like it. Really, people really don't use enough palm oil for edikaikong, but I like it. I like to see the oil, so I'm using more. Anyways, and guess what, guys? This is like the yummiest edikaikong soup I've ever had, because you will not believe it. Immediately I finished making this palm oil, this edikaikong, I made a huge bowl of eba and I had it with it. This is like this particular soup is done right now. This is like finished. Look at the color is already changed. The watery part of the soup is already getting thickening. And I used a thickener. I've forgotten the name of the thickener. I think it's achi or something like that. I know if you are Igbo, you know what I'm talking about. And there we have it, guys. My edikaikong soup is ready. Look at it, guys. How did I do? You can follow the steps and get creative. It doesn't have to be a one-way fix all for cooking soups, especially for all this type of soup. Get creative. And until next time, guys, bye.